Welcome back to my little gardening show. Wanted to just show you what I got going on right now. My seed collection here are seeds that were drying out for storage. My King of the North seeds are ready to put up, so I've made a little envelope here. I did a little video on this last year. I just thought I'd do a little refresher. Basically, these envelopes I got from Seed Savers Exchange. I think there was like a pack of 100 for like $5 or something. They were pretty inexpensive. What's nice about them is they've got the kind of the glue stick kind of adhesive deal that you can kind of close them and seal them. You can also open them up without tearing up the envelope. So that's pretty nice. What I'm doing is just kind of labeling the envelopes for the ones, like we're going to put these up tonight, and the watermelon seeds that have been out for a while. Typically, with the seeds here, when you're harvesting your produce, like this is the time of year that a lot of stuff's coming in. I try to set aside things that look, that are super ripe and that are true to type, or like, kind of the best of my, of the things that we're bringing in from the garden that I want to save seeds from. Most things that I grow are heirlooms, and so they're stable. Like, it's not like a hybrid variety that is going to revert back to one of the parents. These are varieties that have been produce consistent results for at least 7 generations to be, considered kind of like an heirloom. In other words, you plant them, and as long as they don't cross-pollinate with something, the seeds you get from them are going to produce the exact same plant according to their kind the next season. So that's what all these are, at least I think they are. Really simple to save the seeds, the dry method or the wet method. For the pepper seeds, I use the dry method. I usually cut the caps off of like really ripe peppers and just let them dry out. So this has got another week or two, but once the skin is completely dried and it's kind of crunchy, we'll harvest the seeds out of that. With the bell peppers, just cut the core out. And I chose to go ahead and scrape the seeds off the core and just put them on a plate to dry off. You could leave them on the core and let the core kind of dehydrate, and just get completely dry and then harvest the seeds off of them. The watermelons, just kind of took those out of the melon as we were eating them and then washed them and then put them on a paper towel to dry. The tomato seeds, we did the wet method. I've got some more tomato seeds going here. This is an Italian paste tomato that I got from my wife's uncle, and so we're doing a wet method there where we squeezed out the jelly packets, seeds from, and there wasn't a lot of seeds in there because it's a paste tomato, but we're going to let that ferment, develop a little mold scum, and then we'll drain that off and then rinse the seeds, put them on a paper towel like these other tomato seeds and let them dry out, and then put them up. We do the wet method so that they do, when it ferments like that, it's supposed to help the seeds in the future, like protect them against different diseases. It's got a beneficial effect by letting it ferment like that. Anyways, you can see I got a lot of seeds here, just a few different varieties. Obviously we don't have everything in harvested yet. I got a couple squash that are still out in the garden, cucumbers out in the garden. We've got lettuce seed that's in the greenhouse for that. We let the lettuce go to seed, and then once the stalk started kind of, the flowers appeared and then closed up after being pollinated, and they were, into the pods and everything. let those dry a little bit, and then we just cut all the tops off the lettuce and I put them in a trash bag, left the bag open, and they're in the greenhouse out at my dad's house where they can kind of dry out. And then once they're dried out, we'll kind of winnow the seeds out and get rid of the rest of the stuff that's in there. So yeah, we try to save seeds from about everything we grow, because most of what we grow is heirlooms. One thing that's nice is that the amount of seeds that you're able to get. I mean, if I were to buy seeds like this from like a reputable, one of the mainline seed companies, you're looking at, at least probably $2 a packet. Some of these varieties maybe $3. But if we say just at least 2, there's probably about 3 packets worth here. So anywhere to $6 to $10 I've got laying out on each of these. I've still got seeds from prior seasons that are still viable, because after we get these all, in the little envelopes and stuff, I'll put them in, an airtight container in the refrigerator. I guess you can freeze them too, but we've got space in a refrigerator downstairs that keep everything in nice and cool. Usually put a little bit of kitty litter in there just to keep things dry for the most part. So I store my seeds in these food grade containers. I've got it's like 1.5 gallon icing drum that I got from Kroger. So if you're looking for like a food grade, kind of a smaller food grade container, if you go to like your bakery department, your grocery store, it should be able to hook you up with containers that they throw out after they've iced cakes and things like that. And, so I've got a couple of those, and what I do after we get the seeds prepared and in the envelopes, they go in those containers. I usually put a little kitty litter in there as well, and then they go in the refrigerator. Nice, cool, dark place. Now, I do that because it slows down the metabolism of the seeds, and it extends their life. There's actually, you could actually freeze them too. Apparently, like, is it negative 18 degrees Celsius or something like that? Negative 4 degrees Fahrenheit is kind of like the ideal temperature to store them at. There's at least, I think there's a doomsday vault, or a seed vault called Svalbard or something, between Norway and the North Pole, where they store seeds. They collect seeds from all over the world. It's kind of like a disaster bank in case something catastrophic happens. They can, you can make a withdrawal from that place and have seeds kind of restart things in case like there's a absolute crop failure. And actually, I think in 2012 or something, Syria made like the first ever withdrawal from that seed bank, seed vault, because crop failure because of the war and stuff over there. So it's important, and I guess the way they store them is in like triple foil packets, and the facility is surrounded by permafrost and all this stuff, and they can store the seeds for decades. I guess some studies have shown that they're still viable after 50 years, that's crazy. Some varieties I think would last 1,000 years. Typically, though, what we're doing under normal conditions, seeds like this will last, 2 to 5 years. Lettuce is going to be like 1 to 2 years at the most under normal conditions. Most of these would be like 3 to 5 years. But again, depending on how you store them, they could last a lot longer. We actually do have seeds that we've saved from prior years that are still viable. In fact, I started some plants this past year with seeds that we saved in like 2014, 2015, something like that. One way to test for viability is to, do some test sprouting where you kind of dampen down a paper towel with seeds in it, and you kind of fold it over and you put it in a Ziploc bag and see if they sprout. You can also put them in water and if they sink, they're still viable. If they rise to the top, they're dead because they're no longer viable. So anyway, pretty cool stuff. So saving seeds is pretty easy to do. You just need, it just takes a little time, takes a little space, and a little patience, and you can end up saving yourself quite a bit of money. Do want to give a shout out to M.I. Gardner if he's watching, which occasionally he does watch my videos. He's got pretty good seed selection, and it's really reasonable. I think it was like 99 cents to $1. I think it was 99 cents a packet, something like that, $1 a packet. Real reasonable to get some of the other seeds, like, cabbage, some of the brassicas that I don't really save seed from a lot. Broccoli, I'll probably get seed from that this year. But anyway, he's got some pretty good deals, pretty reasonable. Seed quality was pretty good this year, so I'll probably order again from him this year on some of the stuff, depending on what I can't save seed from. So anyway, that's about it for now. I may make another video as we do different seeds, but this is what I got going right now. Again, we're going to package up the peppers and the watermelon tonight, and then call it a night. So until next time, happy gardening. Bye.